It's a really important event today. We have a letter, the last letter that was written on board Titanic on the morning of Sunday the 14th of April, that is going on display towards the end of April when we finished our gallery refreshment programme, but has been brought over by the owner's representative today, and it's a real piece of heritage, a real piece of history, and we're delighted that they've chosen Titanic Belfast as being the venue where they want to show it to so many more people. The letter itself gives a real insight into what daily life was like in the few days that they were on board. They talk about going to the church. The daughter, Eva, was going to sing a particular favourite hymn of theirs. They talk about some of the food, the fact that they'd feeling unwell actually after some of the food. And they talk about some of the conditions, the weather conditions. They actually talk about it being quite windy, and which is almost fresh to some people who read the story for the first time. And it gives a real insight of how excited they were about the journey and how they were looking forward to getting to New York.
When you got into your cabin, you would have found some nice little envelopes, stationery made by the White Star Line, and some beautiful paper made by the White Star Line, and you would have written your letter and posted it off at whatever stop you were. So as well as having somewhere nice to sleep and enjoy looking out the window while you're travelling the Titanic, you had stationery there specifically made for all the people on board.
I mean, it says on board Titanic, it is the right parchment, has been tested by scientific. It has been passed through the family from generation to generation, but there is a watermark which you can't actually create outside of that, watermark that runs through the letter that gives it that sense of authenticity and credibility.
One of the most wonderful things about coming to any exhibition or experience, and particularly Titanic, getting the opportunity to see an original artefact, and also to be able to read the writing on this particular letter, what it was like on board that particular day and how that person felt, is a wonderful opportunity, because it brings you closer to the story, because you know that item you're looking at was actually on board the ship, and it's got almost a kind of a romance to it, and the only thing that separates the viewer from the item is normally just a sheet of glass, so you're getting incredibly close to history.